What up, y'all? Welcome to Fight Talk with me, Jimmy Dukes, here on the Jimmy Dukes Gaming channel on YouTube with another conversation with some of my favorite athletes in the world. But today we got Mr. Rober, not Rover. For a lot of people, they've been messing that up. You're going to remember this guy's name, Rober. What's up, brother? How are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Good,
Appreciate
good,
the
man.
clarification on the name too.
Yeah, dude. I remember the first time I saw you fighting a smoker, I was saying Rover. For
Yeah.
sure, I was. For
Oh,
sure, I was. And then I was corrected many times, and I still jacked it up. So
you're good.
I want to make sure
Honestly,
that I never mess that up again, dog.
I don't even hear the difference to be fair. I just like
Yeah,
the way it's spelled.
right, dude. I get so my real name is Jaime, but I get called Jamie all the time, like at work.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
like I get it. I'm just like, don't even. I'm not gonna
Don't even
correct
sweat it.
every single time somebody just like not that big of a
Yeah.
deal. But
Yeah.
but thank you so
Definitely.
much for your time, man.
Of course.
I wanted to sit and talk to you a little bit about Rise of the Empire, man, and
Yeah.
the performance that you made out there, man, on a damn short notice, Mr. Short Notice Rober, man.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So, how did that call come from Empire, and what was the decision to say, let's go?
Yeah. No, I saw that posted like we need a 170, and I remember I saw that and I was eating out, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm pretty heavy right now because 170 is not my weight class. There's some
Yeah,
big
yeah,
boys.
yeah, yeah.
You saw my opponent. It's like what 6'3". So, but I was feeling pretty heavy. I was training. I was feeling pretty good. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
I
So
love
I just
it.
remember it.
Yeah. So, how in a situation like that,
Mhm.
I'm always trying to get to see what makes people tick and what based on their decision. When you said yeah, and you told
Mhm.
your coach, was that like a hesitation, or was it like we've been training? It's just up a weight class, and it wasn't ever really a big deal on your skill set.
Yeah, no. I mean, I had told I was training at SVG. That was my home gym. I told Ricky about it, and he wasn't on board with it. So I was also training at another gym, AOA, just open, and he was all for it. Um, yeah, it was scary. I'm the type of person to go head first into decisions and then regret it later. So I
Right?
said, yeah. So I said yes first, and then after they were cool with it. I was like, fuck, what am I getting myself into?
Right?
So it was
If I'm
more of an
not,
impulsive thing.
yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, that was like your second or third time that you took a short notice fight.
Yeah, my third time.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Yeah, third time's a charm. I just like the adrenaline of it.
Yeah, man, I love that. And I commend you for that. With all jokes aside, man, I mean, for you to be like, I can go in there and feel confident enough to
Mhm.
win. It's not like you're just signing up to just compete. You know what I mean? This was an
Yeah.
amateur, sanctioned amateur fight, and for you to have that state of mind to be like, you know what, I'm
Mhm.
gonna go in there because I feel like I could win, not just compete. So I commend you on that, brother.
Appreciate that. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I've done it twice before, in exhibitions. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it when it's amateur. Why not?
Right? It would
Yeah.
only make sense for a damn amateur debut
Yeah.
up 2 weight classes, or you know what I mean?
I'll treat you notice. Yeah.
You're right, on short notice. And
Yeah.
but with all jokes aside, man, I went in there and I was commentating the fight, and I was
Mhm.
telling Dom, I'm like, this is another time that on short notice, and we were commending you on that. But talk about the event. Once you get in there, talk about the actual event and what you thought of the cage and just fighting in an arena as the
Yeah.
first fight
No.
too.
Yeah. I mean, like I had fought, like you said, a smoker, but the cage was way smaller. As you can see, I'm a wrestler. So I saw like how big the cage was. I was like, it's gonna be really hard to push him against the fence, take him down. So I knew I was in for like a long night. I knew I wasn't gonna finish him. I was like,
Yeah.
So I thought it was badass. Thought it was scary. Literally every single emotion you can get, I got it right then and there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's awesome. And I like how you said that too. And you're being honest with the skill set. And one thing I want to commend you on too as well, and just give you props,
mhm,
is you were so like on paper, and
mhm,
and no nothing against Smoke. On
uh,
paper, nothing against you. You were supposed to lose. You know what I mean?
no,
On paper, you were the underdog. And I
yeah,
felt like you thrived in that situation because you had nothing to lose,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
So I
Yeah.
felt like you're continue like I've wrestled and rolled around with you at
Mm.
Grind. Shout out to Grind. What up, Justin?
Uh, uh,
But I rolled around with you and I was even saying like, this kid doesn't get tired. You know what I mean? Like I felt his pressure and his strength. And if he wants to put it on you, he could. And that's exactly what you do. You didn't give him any room to kind of set himself up. And I just the suffocating pressure of just constantly be on him, I thought was the reason you wore him down.
yeah, no, I mean, I had seen on Tapology, I was the underdog, obviously,
Hmm.
Um, and we fought on the same card last summer, and I saw his striking was good. I wasn't gonna play around with him, Like you said, I didn't really have much to lose. A lot of people think like going in on short notice is like a disadvantage. For me, I think it to some degree it's an advantage if you're training,
Yeah, of
So,
course.
because for him, it's like he's mentally preparing to fight someone else, and you switch up on him, he just has to work on a whole different game.
That's
For me,
true.
I know I'm going in. I mean, it's too short notice. It doesn't really matter who I'm going with. I know my skill set and what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? So I didn't really feel at a disadvantage in that sense because I was training too.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean the whole fight until like the last 30 seconds, man. I was like and I was watching and
Yeah.
I was like, to credit to Smoke, he reversed you at the end and you were just covering up and in my head and I even said it when I was there I was like you were going to make it out cuz I felt like the referee was like you were winning
Mhm.
for 2.5 rounds
Yeah.
in my opinion. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? The
Mhm.
ref was seeing like you weren't really taking damage, even though you were getting hit a lot.
Yeah.
Because if he would have called that fight, then Smoke would have won. But you were deserving of that decision for sure. So I
Mhm.
want to give credit to the ref as well because even though you got reverse position and Smoke was on top of you, raining down the punches, I
Mhm.
felt like you were okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think you were in danger. I didn't think anybody had a problem with it keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just was like, oh no, Rover, right at the end. No.
Yeah. No. No. I mean, like no shade to Smoke. I mean, after the fight, I told him we should train together. So no, no, nothing against him, but he wasn't really doing anything. None of the punches were really landing.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah,
bad to the public.
exactly.
He reversed me. I mean, it's I got tired. I got tired. I
Yeah,
got sloppy. He reversed me, and I'm a wrestler. First thing I did was give my back, try to
yeah.
explode out of it, and I was like, yeah, yeah. I
You
was like,
should have,
what
right?
the hell? So I started swinging off my back. I wasn't landing, but I wanted to show the ref that I was still there. So I was
Yeah,
just like really moving, like not really trying to knock him. I'm not gonna knock him out from my back. Just
yeah,
showing the ref that I was there, and credit to him because it looked ugly. It looked ugly, and
yeah,
anybody would have stopped it. And I
yeah,
heard Dom. He kept on saying like he should have stopped it. I was perfectly fine, but to
yeah.
the public, it doesn't look like that.
Yeah, I think, and then I've seen enough combat sports when I
Mm,
know, and the ref too. They've
mm,
ref hundreds of matches that
yeah,
they know they can kind of see when somebody's in trouble. Because
yeah,
it's not like you were like getting hit and you were like not responding and trying to do all that. But
yeah.
I mean, another 10 seconds, and I think we would not be having this conversation for
No,
sure.
not at all. Yeah, no. If he would have reversed me 15 seconds earlier, yeah,
Yeah,
no, different, way different.
yeah, for sure, man. And I love the fact that you guys were just so respectful and professional after whatever. It's all love. It's amateurs. You guys are both pursuing this in a different way, and I love the fact that you guys can go both move on from
Mm.
that fight, man. But with that being said, do you have another fight lined up?
Yeah, I got another fight. June 21st. I'm fighting Tucson boy. For 10th fight.
Nice.
10th fight.
Oh,
He's
you're
a
fighting
bulldog.
Andrew?
No, his name is Da Vinci, I think.
Oh, okay. I thought you're fighting. Okay, so you're fighting a total tech. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah.
So you're
Little
getting
skip.
right back in. Yeah, you're getting right
I,
back in there. But
yeah.
you know, having that fight already set up, let's talk about, getting your first amateur win. How did that feel like for your family, your friends? Like, how did that feel to get like oh, you had smokers before, but this is like an official sanctioned amateur fight, and then to get that win on a short notice. What did
Mhm.
everybody say to you?
For me, I didn't really care what people said because the minute I took it, everyone was quick to say, "Bro, like that's stupid, this and that." I won, and they're like, "Oh, I always believed in." You know what I mean? It's just like can't really care what people say. For me, it was definitely like it was kind of like an enlightenment. Like, damn, like I can do this on 3 notice. What can I do on a full cap?
Hell yeah. I love that
So
train of thought. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Everybody will applaud you once you're winning, right?
yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
man. I respect that you say that. Hey, but you're in there for yourself.
Mhm.
More importantly, of course, family and friends. Anybody can say anything negatively, but the fact that you went in there, I give you mad props for that in the first place.
Yeah,
And then for you to get a win and to be like, come on, y'all.
that was even crazier. Yeah, yeah. I you saw you were the narrator for my first smoker. That
Hmm.
one was, I like to think, an entertaining fight, but
Yeah, you're being wild, dog.
yeah, it was like zero technique whatsoever, you know?
Yeah, but that was a year
So
ago. You looked way more composed for sure
yeah,
this
no,
time. Like you look way more composed for sure.
I appreciate that. No, like last time, like I fought, I lost. I didn't really care because I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was out drinking when I got the call, you know. So this time I was training, so it kind of shows like how hard work does pay off. As corny as
Yeah.
that sounds, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's true though. I mean, if you do something long enough and you're serious about it, the
Mhm.
time and effort will show,
Yeah.
regardless. If I mean, as long if you might not be fighting on a card every damn week or every month,
Mhm.
but people in the training, people that you're around, they know the time and the effort that you put in, and as well. So when you take a
Mhm.
fight on short notice, the people in your inner circle know exactly, you
Mhm.
know, what they could expect from you. And then somebody who might not be aware of it can say, well, oh, that's ridiculous for you to take a fight on short notice like that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, June 21st, making your return back up to NMSU for the Pan
Yeah,
Am. How exciting are you are for that?
you're more nervous than anything, you know.
Yeah. You got
It's,
time to be nervous now.
yeah, exactly. I didn't have time to think about it back then, but now I do. He's a 28-year-old, so he definitely has that, grown man strength. So
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be able to be as sloppy, It's an exciting one. This is gonna be a little bit more exciting, a little bit more technical. I don't really care. Take it to the ground, keep on the feet. I'm gonna be well rounded, be ready for everything.
I love that. Great answer, man. But with that being said, man, before we get out of here, man, you want to shout anybody out? Anything you want to get off your chest, brother?
Well, I want to say something funny. I mean, shout out to Smoke. It was cordial the whole time. The whole time, even at the weigh-ins, the face-offs. We were talking during the fight. We were talking during the fight. Yeah, it was funny. I remember the first time I got top mount, I asked the ref, "Can I throw elbows?" He was like, "Yeah." And I look at him like, "Nah, I'm not that mean." And when he got fucking mount, he threw elbows right away. And I was like, "Oh, I should have got him then." But it's all
You're
love.
right. I
Yeah.
won't be that mean.
Yeah,
Oh,
I,
okay.
I told him like, nah, I'm not that mean. And we laughed it off. He got mad and he just started throwing them right away. I was like, damn, I feel bad. But no,
Hey,
no,
it's a fight, right? It's a fight. It's a
fight.
fight.
Yeah, so shout out to him. Shout out to my coach AOA. I took the final three notice, but he took it as well. You know what I mean? It's
That's
a team.
awesome.
So
Yeah,
I shout out to him because he didn't have to do it. He could
yeah,
have said, no, I'm busy, which he was, and he made time for me regardless.
that's
Shout,
awesome.
shout out to my brother because my brother, he's younger than me, but he's always willing to train with me. That's really it. And yeah,
That's dope, man. And if I'm not mistaken, that the gym that you train at, what was it called again?
anyway.
And that's a new gym, correct?
Yeah, it's new. It's new. You guys should check it out. 24/7. That's a shout out. 24/7 is everything you need.
That's dope, man. If I'm not mistaken, it's on Hondo Pass.
The Hondo Pass, yes sir. Mashing.
Hey, yeah, that's what's up, man. Well, that's dope, man. I once again, man, congratulations on the fight. With all jokes aside, you looked great in there, man. You look good to go. Because I remember the last time we rolled around was like 2-3 months ago.
More or
And
less.
yeah, and then when you got in there, I was like, you had your shirt off. I was like, damn, this fucker looks big. Like, holy shit. I was like, oh, I think this was good to go, man. But yeah, with that being said, man, thank you so much for your time, man. Congratulations once again, man. And I look forward to I'll be calling the fight there on the 21st again, man. And I'll be bugging you for interviews and stuff in
Uh,
between there, man. But thank you so much for your time, bro.
Thank you for the interview, Jimmy.
Yeah, man. Well, you take care of yourself, guys. Make sure to keep up with us. Conversations with all type of fighters here in the Southwest, guys. I'm doing my best to try to reach out to all these different guys out here and all the different promotions and bring you guys some interviews and get to know these guys before you see them. They're trying to rip each other's heads off and shit. But until next time, peace out, homies. Y'all take care.